And remember, Jesus has promises of blessings and favor and breakthrough and rewards and everything else, and so on and so forth. There's also promises of hardship, of problems, of sadness, persecution. But he also says, take heart, for I have overcome everything. And because he everything, and we are in his image, and we are following his will and his works and his word, guess what? We too will overcome the obstacles that are in our way. Oh, no, don't misunderstand me. It's not going to be by your own strength, by your own might, by your own power. It's going to be by his and not yours. By you trusting in him, not in your understanding, as it says in Proverbs 3, verse 5 and 6. Lean no understanding, but on me. In everything that you do, put me first, is what God is saying. Put me first. What does it mean? What does it mean? Put me first. What does that mean? Instead of putting yourself first, instead of putting mommy, daddy, brother, sister, uncle, whatever, put him first in everything that you do. And because you put him first, he's going to now... How many of you have a GPS on your phone? I see a hand back there, way back there. Hundreds and thousands of people we have here. I see a hand go up. Could that be Chuck back? Yeah, that is Chuck. When you have a GPS and you don't know where you're at, right? You're trusting on that GPS to get you out of the area that you're in. Because you are asking for help. Instead of you going to the grocery store, the gas station, or what have you, you're going to, and you're in the GPS. It's got to be right. Why? Because it's a machine. And the machines know a whole lot more than humans. So I'm putting this in. And you know that even the GPS makes mistakes. It accidentally sends you to a different direction than the direction is for you. Over there that you're supposed to go. This is not 100%. That is not 100%. And we're talking about the people are not 100%. But there is one person that came 2,000 years ago, and that's where we get John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he sent his own GPS. Sent. God was the first one to make up GPS. God sent his own GPS into this world. That whoever turns it on, whoever believes, the GPS, whoever believes in Jesus Christ, what happens? Whoever believes in me shall not perish. You're not going to make mistakes or go in different directions. Whoever believes in me shall not perish. You're going to live forever, 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 forevermore. In other words, you're not going to get lost. I will always show you the way, the truth, and the light, because I am the light. I am that I am, is what he told Moses. Moses said, well, God, who do I say that's sending me? Tell him, I am sending you. I am. That's kind of weird. Moses was supposed to go back to his people and say, I am sending you. Sending me where? Who's I am? You know what I am means? I am in everything. I am God. I am everything. I am is sending you. The greatest GPS was given to us 2,000 upon this earth. He always existed, but he was given to us a great GPS. Some were still lost. Some still got confused back in the day. Remember the days when we didn't have GPS? Remember the days that we didn't have microwaves? Remember those days? You always had microwaves. Microwaves were before you are. That little box inside the kitchen called an oven? They barely use that. Operate that. Why do they put in the house then? Because it looks beautiful, and not only that it looks beautiful, but I'm able to charge more to the homeowners. All they really need. Or better yet, even the microwave is outdated now. Why? Because there's so many restaurants around here, I go out to eat instead. But anyway, that's another story, another rabbit trail. Well, you know the Lion Rabbit is coming up soon. What Lion Rabbit? Not Bugs Bunny. I was going to say Peter Pan. Peter Rabbit. Not Peter Pan. Remember that? When I was growing up, I always knew when Easter was coming around. And it was not because church or anything like that. It's because Peter Rabbit came on. Remember that? Here comes Peter Cottontail. No. I still remember that. That's right away. In the name of Jesus, God sent His only begotten Son for us. And because He sent His only begotten Son, we have a world that does not understand what Jesus is about. For that, they hate us for loving them. Well, remember what Jesus said. Hey, wait a minute. Whoa, wait. If they hate you, just they hated me before you. Because all I did was show them love, and they crucified me for that. And all you're doing is walking in His footsteps in love, and they're going to hate you for that. So, don't find it offensive when they hate. Count it as a blessing. Because if they hate you, it's because of something that's living inside of you is showing you how to be like Him. And when you're showing yourself to be, count it as a blessing. Because you're doing the right thing. Amen? If you're doing the right thing. Now, we can go on to what it says. In verse 21, it says what? They will treat this way because of my name. For they do not know the one who sent me. 22. If I had and spoken to them, they would not be guilty of sin. Listen to this. Now, however, they have no excuse for their sin. 25 or 23. He who hates me hates my Father as well. How many of you hate God? How many of you hate Jesus? Alright, so Rochelle's hand go up a little. No, yeah. No. Oh, you're okay. Whew! How's it going? And understand this, that He did handpick you. He handpicked you, Liz. Yes, He did. And yeah, that's what happened to me. Is that I think He put that in my life to where that's how I changed my decision of why to follow Him now. Is that I started thinking about, God, why would He pick me? I mean, I don't know the Word. I don't know how to read. I'm not good. I'm good looking, but I'm not good. But I don't have the charisma as other pastors, the finances, the resources, and so on and so on and so forth. There's so many things that are stacked up against me. But I had one thing, one person on me. These things were stacked up against me, but I have one that was stacked on me. And that's Jesus. And when I was looking at everything, I said, God, now I understand. I understand that my flesh did not want to follow Him, or not that it didn't want to follow Him, but it didn't want to become this leader or role model of giving out His word. You know, because I always said, I didn't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. Here I am. Here only through the grace of God, through the power of God, through His Spirit, and nothing else. Because if it was up to me, walk away. But as to Peter, when Jesus turned to His disciples and he looked at Peter and He says, what about you? You leave too? Or even this. Who do they say that I am? You know, because they just got back from Jesus had their attention, and everyone was talking amongst themselves, and they were saying, yeah. That they called Jesus the Elijah prophet. They call him this and that, this and that, this and that, this and that. Okay, fellas, who do you say that I am? Peter stood up and he says, "You're the Christ, the Anointed One, the Messiah." I'm adding more, but we call him the Christ, meaning the Anointed One. Go to. See, because the others were leaving. The other disciples left him. It wasn't only, he did not only have, he had many other disciples besides the 12. But for whatever reason, they just started leaving and leaving and leaving and leaving. Many are called, but very few are chosen. Many are called to come to his salvation, but superficial, little knick-knack stuff. Why? I didn't go to church because he said I shouldn't wear pink. Or because my hair was combed this way and I wanted it to comb this way, but they didn't like it. I mean, when you hear it say, for the reason that they leave, it's like so superficial, so whatever. And it's beyond it. Because I can tell you a true story of what I went through. When I had no clothes to put on, and the only thing I had left was my dirty work clothes that I had just gotten hours earlier. And these clothes were, filthy and stinky. And when I went to church, and I went to church, even though, because that's not going to stop me from coming to see my Lord. For me, so that way I won't drive to church, it's not going to stop me from going to see my Lord. And when I got to church, guess what? That was there, available to sit down, was at the very front with the fan blowing. True story, as Christ is my witness. Yes, I was very disgusted. My clothes was very stinky. Embarrassed? You better believe I was even to the point where I was driving to church and I had to roll down the window because I could not stand it. You know what? That wasn't going to stop me from seeing my Lord. I'm not there for people. I'm there for my Lord. And as a word, the Lord will accept you just the way you are. Even if I stink, hey, wait a minute. He saw, even when we were still stinking with sin, even times we're still stinking with sin, He's still there for us. Anyway, I went. That was the only spot. I sat down. The fan was blowing. It felt good, but I felt bad for the people behind me. At the end of the service, someone said, "It stinks. What is it?" You know me, I turn red easily for anything. You tell me I'm good looking, I turn red. But someone said, "Something stinks." And now I can understand a little bit about the lady that had been bleeding for 12 years. Who touched me? And she went back. She was hiding. And when he stinks, I was embarrassed. And I looked up and I said, "It's me. I stink." And I started telling them the story, how I got to that point. And everybody started crying. Why? It's not what I did, and they weren't crying or touched by me for me. They were touched because no one is able to stop me from Christ. Determination, persistence, devotion, love.